everybody, it's Elizabeth from Apr Astrology at alpusastrology.com. So this video is going to highlight what my take is on the astrology for April 2025. I'll also do a peek for May towards the end of my introduction. So we don't have eclipses this month, but we do have a full moon in Libra and a new moon that is in Taurus, and both Mercury and Venus will go direct this month. So there will be a month of a lot of progress forward, I feel. At least the inkling of seeing, okay, I see where we're going to go now. And where we're going to go with that, I'll talk about in a minute. So we also have Neptune that is going to be in Aries all month. And every time I look at, the glyphs for both Neptune itself and Aries, I'm always thinking of the Knights Templar. And so it has that element to it when we have this Neptune, which is many ways ideologies in Aries, right? A big sort of movement forward. Aries is very military-like as well because it's ruled by Mars. So there is that element of it. But there's also another element with this too. And it can be great creativity, right? Individual creativity, unique new ideas. And we're getting that from the Aries part of it, right? The Neptune part can bring up music, for instance. There may be some really unique individuals, that's the Aries, creating beautiful music. Maybe even art could be put in here too. Films fall in this category as well. So when we look at the 6th of April, we've got a lovely transit, and that is the Sun sextile Jupiter. And so this is a great day to get together with friends, for instance. It's also a great day to grow new ideas. So if you want to pick a day, say out of the month, that would be ideal to start something new or to maybe bring in some initiatives with other people. That 6th of April is going to be really good for you. And of course, these days that I'm going to be giving you really fall into Pacific time, right? So that's a really great thing to have. We also have the next day on the 7th of April, we have Mercury now going direct at 26 Pisces, 50 minutes. And this may be a day when secrets come out. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw this Mercury going direct. And just to let you know the background of how I think about that, Mercury is about communications of any sort, right? It's also our thoughts too. Some people forget that. But the Neptune part can be, say with this, going retrograde, a Mercury retrograde in Pisces can actually be hidden things being hidden from you. Well, now with Mercury going direct in Pisces, those secrets are going to pop out. So expect that day, either individually or collectively, right, on the world stage. Now, the other thing about this degree of 26 Pisces is, if you recall last year in September 2024, we had our first Pisces eclipse, and it was at 25 Pisces. So I'm just thinking that if there's been a delay from something, say you did in September, something was brought to light, maybe even something ended, a culmination of some sort, this Mercury going direct at that same degree point may bring some facts to light for you that have up to now either not been clear or were kind of shrouded in some secrecy of some sort, or just hidden from view. That's what I got with that Mercury going direct at that degree point, so close to the eclipse last September 2024. So when we move on to the 12th of April, we have our first lunation, and it is a full moon. It is at 23 Libra, 20 minutes. It's at 5:24 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Now, the ruler of this full moon in Libra is, of course, Venus. And notably, that same day, the 12th of April, that Venus is going to be going direct. And it will go direct at 24 degrees, Pisces, 37 minutes, at 6:04 p.m. on the 12th of April. So that Venus is going direct is tied in intimately with that full moon. I'm thinking that probably this could have something to do with a female. I really got this strongly that a female is going to be stepping in here at this full moon. and able to take some action of some sort. Now, if you bring it out to sort of a more generalized areas of life, Venus can represent love, for instance. So there may be some folks say that maybe had some issues in this department, love that is. And the Venus going direct will give you an understanding of where you're really at. Maybe someone will actually get in touch with you, or you connect finally with your loved one. It can also be values, and it can also be money. So all three of these areas could start being seen as moving forward in some way, or things are cleared up in some way. I mean, you may even have potentially at this full moon money coming back to you too, because Venus can represent that as well. Now, it is at that 24 Pisces 37, so you really need to look at those degree points in your own chart to see if you may be affected by this or not. At that same full moon, we have Venus and Saturn conjunct, and both Venus and Saturn will be sextiling Uranus. Well, this could bring in some serious relationships for some folks, for sure. Yeah, and I mean, both that Venus and Saturn are in Pisces. So this is kind of like when Venus is in Pisces, it's exalted. Pisces is seen as, or Neptune, which rules Pisces, is really seen as the higher octave of Venus. So this full moon for some folks could be bringing in, even though it's a full moon, some kind of ideal love of some sort, right? Or maybe a soul mate type thing. And it may come in unexpectedly because we've got that sextile with Uranus. It's almost like sudden opportunities to have some real tangible love in your life. But it can also be sudden tangible opportunities to make some money, right? We have also sextiling Uranus, we will have Mars. And that just is sudden opportunities to move forward. Yeah, action, lights, camera, action time. We have the Sun conjunct Chiron. And along with that, Mars sextiling Uranus, Mars will also be trining the North Node. I see that as a very positive thing. This full moon could bring in some clear actions and maybe ideas regarding where our future destiny is. That type of thing, right? Now, the moon will widely trine Jupiter at this time. So this is positive energy, basically, growth in emotional types of things, right? Now, because that moon, that full moon, is in Libra, and Jupiter can rule things like the law, and Libra can rule laws, there may be something come up at this full moon regarding laws of some sort. And in fact, there may even be some laws brought in at this time, or new laws made at this time. The law itself may favorably step up here and do something very positive. We have Pluto in a wide sextile to Neptune, and this kind of configuration is going to be on and off for a little while too. I've mentioned it before, but this is very positive. This is positive opportunities to develop maybe new ideals. Powerful positive opportunities to use Neptune as a positive force with regards to music, sculpture, the film industry. These may all be up for some kind of positive transformation. And this may come through, unique individuals coming to light here that have not had their time to shine. Now we have this huge lineup on this full moon of Venus, Saturn, the North nodes, and Mercury, all in Pisces. And generally speaking, they're all kind of conjunct within a few degrees. And so I really saw this as this full moon being with a group of people, a plan is put into effect for the future. That's what I got from this. Everything is going direct at this point as well. So, yeah, positive for that type of activity. Again, if you're planning for something where you have to get together with a group of people and come up with some kind of serious plan, let's just say with regards to money, because Venus can represent money too. This would be a good time to get together. What is the future of our money here going to be? And this can play out on a collective level too, right? But because we've got that influence of the sign Pisces, there's always this potential opportunity of deception coming in as well. Or at the very least, confusion. But it's a powerful setup with that Saturn sort of tempering everything and saying, let's make this real, for this to be turning out in a positive way, right? And, you know, that huge lineup that I just mentioned has Mars at 22 degrees of Cancer on this full moon, trining all these planets within a few degrees. And so this again says action, right? Movement forward with regards to getting serious about our money, getting serious about what's important for us, what is it we want to attract in for our future, and talking about it and taking action with the Mars. On the 19th of April, we have that Mars moving to Leo, right? Fire sign Leo. And so we have the Sun now squaring that Mars. So this can bring in frustrations, basically. Somebody wants to move forward. Now that Sun can represent an important male in the world. And the square to Mars says movement forward is delayed, or there's a challenge to moving forward with some plans. And because we're talking about that Mars now being in Leo, right, on the 19th of April, not in Cancer anymore, these could be viewed as edicts, right? I mean, Leo is seen as, you know, Leo the lion. It's seen as the royal sign, right? The king, the queen. But the king or queen is going to have some challenges here with regards to moving forward. There's a block that's going to happen on that 19th of April. So certainly if you've got these degrees, so we really are talking at about 0-1 degree here, right? That you should consider carefully not moving forward with stuff maybe that particular day if you've got these degrees. But then, so Mars stays in Leo for the rest of the month, right? So there's a big influence there of, there's a lot of pride associated with the sign of Leo as well. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it can be blown out of proportion. Like, you know, what's that saying about, you know, too much power can be corrupt, that type of thing. I'm not giving the exact, but someone could put the exact phrase in there. But that, it can go as high as that, as pride gets blown up, right? There could be someone insisting on having their own way and not listening to anybody. You don't want to behave that way that day for sure. All right. We have then coming up here on the 20th of April, for those that celebrate Easter, that's it. It's on the 20th of April this year. So happy Easter to everybody. Now, when we look at Venus and Saturn, as we already talked about them being together in Pisces, they are exact in Pisces on the 25th of April. So this might be a day where you have practical considerations for love or money. It can also, though, be a day of creativity where you're able to put structure around something that's creative in your life too. But this can involve anything like music or an art project of some sort. Yeah. The only thing, the negative side of that, is that it can dampen the feelings of love, where you're looking more at how is this practical for me, right? The Saturn part says, is this love practical for me? And it's more taking a hard look at the love in your life potentially, right? But it can also have you taking a hard look at your own values, right? Maybe be even challenged by your own values. Are you valuing yourself as well? Can also bring in maybe some tap on the shoulder to say, are you taking care of your money here? Or are you spending too much? All right. When we come up now to the 26th, the 27th of April, there's a number of things going on, including a new moon in Taurus. So let's talk about that new moon in Taurus. The new moon in Taurus is at 12:30 p.m. That's Pacific Daylight Time at 7 Taurus 46 minutes. Now, the thing that's going with this, that starts on the 26th, but is also there on the 27th at that new moon, is we have that final setup of Mars in Leo opposing Pluto. Exactly. And so this day can, at the highest level, this can bring in some real aggressive, boastful, bullying-like tactics. It can also even bring in treachery, that type of thing, because Pluto is powerful people, powerful things, power and transformation. And then Mars is very much about, I got to take action here, and especially in Leo, you know, you've got a lot of pride associated with the action and the power. So there may be, and I mean, if we take it down to an Earth level, this could also be a day or days around where there's kind of like explosive energy on Earth. So this could be like volcanoes, right? That type of thing. Or even earthquakes could happen around this time too. Now, that new moon also has a few other aspects happening into it. So we have Mercury, that's, as we know, already going direct, is going to be out of shadow that day as well. So when we look at the whole transit of a Mercury retrograde, as well as the Venus retrograde too, it's always a given that you should really wait for that planet to come out of its shadow period before you really make plans or you really know you've got the information that you need. So this new moon in Taurus could certainly bring out that as well, where you get, maybe you sign a contract this day. This is a new moon, right? In Taurus, signing a contract all works out for you. Good day to sign a contract, actually, or days following that. So any confusion that you may have had may now be cleared up around this new moon. The confusion could potentially be to do with contracts, a writing project. It could even be a confusion regarding your thoughts. You've not been able to sort them out, and now they start clearing up for you. But certainly communications that have gone awry, maybe in the previous month of March, now we see them being cleared up towards the end of April, around this new moon in Taurus. Yeah, I mean, I already spoke about that lineup in Pisces, but what's interesting at this new moon in Taurus is that lineup of Venus, Saturn, the North Node, and Neptune, is that Neptune will be in Aries at this point, right? So it seems to me that there's a slightly different setup here with regards to maybe things being made more real. Now I'm thinking, because Taurus and Scorpio can both kind of represent some financial things, I'm thinking that this new moon with the lineup of Venus, Saturn, North Node conjuncting Neptune in Aries, that there may be some new initiative with regards to our money markets that becomes more concrete, right? That Saturn makes it real, or something, real life stuff comes up about money, that this is the way it is. There's no more fooling around here. This is what's happening. And some new thing has to happen here with regards to our money. So we talked about that Mercury going out of shadow. Just to let you know, Venus will also go out of shadow, but it's not going to be till mid-May. We have Neptune is going to be widely trining that Mars that is in Leo. So now we're looking at Neptune that is going to be in Aries, and the Mars is going to be in Leo. And I think that's a lovely setup. Again, this can go back to those beautiful things that Neptune represents, which is music, many forms of art, dance, the film industry, Even our own hopes, dreams, and wishes. Maybe get some action going forward here, right? So if you do have something, say, around that 1 degree of Aries, and that Mars, which is at around 4 degrees of Leo, this may be a great day, this new moon in Taurus, to see some of your dreams moving forward. So, sort of capping this new moon in Taurus is Uranus. And Uranus will be sextiling the North Node, both the 27th all the way through the 30th of April. So this just says to me, there's sudden opportunity to break free and to move into a new path for your future. It also can represent scientific breakthroughs, or both of these things. Certainly opportunities, that's the sextile part. To break free, that's Uranus. Together with that North Nodes, it's to break free of something that maybe been holding you back, where you've not been able to get on your future destiny path. These few days, 27th to 30th of April, could really be fantastic for you, right? So we're really looking at around this Uranus is around 26 of Taurus, and then the North Node's at 26 of Pisces. Yeah. I think it's going to be both. Scientific breakthroughs are going to come through towards the end of April, but also all of a sudden, sudden opportunities just go whoosh. We're breaking free here. All right. So now let's go into the individual sun signs and or ascendants. I suggest you look at both. Do your ascendant first to see what areas of life are being affected, and then getting more information using your sun sign. But it's entirely up to you, whatever really resonates with you. So Sagittarius, that full moon in Libra, sextiles you and involves your 11th house. So there's going to be some Sagittarians that actually, get opportunities to make new friends, opportunities to join new groups just straight off. But it can also give you opportunities to somehow tie in maybe some aspect of diplomacy or the legal profession to get it wrapped up of some sort. I'm thinking if I put all these things together, some Sagittarians will have some friends, maybe that can give them legal advice that helps bring something to a conclusion for them. Yeah. The sextiles is opportunities. So these are opportunities, take them or leave them, right? And that 11th house is also hopes, dreams, and wishes. So straight off, you may have some friends that give you some good legal advice that frees you up to pursue some of your hopes, dreams, and wishes at that full moon. But it's a positive aspect for you. Whatever comes up or is illuminated or ends at this time, Sagittarius, it's going to give you more opportunities to really put some good aspects together with regards to your future life. Now, when we look at that new moon in Taurus, it involves your 6th house. So this is straight off. Some Sagittarians will be starting a new job. Some Sagittarians will take control of their health at this new moon, have a whole new start. Great opportunity to decide to change up your diet in a positive way, your exercise program, maybe to bring in some balance with regards to work-life balance at this time as well with the new moon, where you make a decision to take care of your body and your mind at this time. You could seek advice, certainly from people that could help you transform at this time as well. Because we have a setup at that new moon of a final Mars opposite Pluto. I mean, typically we have the more negative aspects around that, but it could also be a powerful person, helps you transform. But it's going to require some effort on your part. Yeah. Now, nicely, you're going to have sort of mid-month Mars and Leo trining you. You're both fire signs. And so this could be really positive opportunities for you to move forward with some things. Let me just see what, yeah, that's your 9th house. So with that Mars trining you, Sagittarius, involving your ninth house, this could bring opportunities for you to travel. And it's a trine, so it's really positive for you, right? To travel, to even take up maybe some advanced education if that's what you wanted to do, Sagittarius. Publish something could come into the view as well. Also a new opportunity maybe to figure out some legal matters of some sort. And, you know, legal matters can be tied in with something as simple as signing contracts, right? And that represents your new moon for you towards the end of the month. But it could be just a new job comes up for you, and that's what you do. And it may have something to do with monies of some sort, right? Because Taurus can certainly represent, let's just say, real estate, that type of thing as well. So there might be some Sagittarians that become newly minted folks that sell houses, right? That can also be up here. It's also the beauty industry. And, you know, at that new moon, the ruler of Taurus, which is Venus, is going to be direct. And so, yeah, I mean, those are all positive things regarding money. Yeah. I see opportunities here for some Sagittarians to take on a new job, but that there's more money involved for you. Take care, Sagittarius. Okay. I'm wishing everybody a happy Easter. Sending everybody lots of love. And seek out happiness and harmony this month is what I would say is your watchwords. And if you want to have your chart done, you know, just shoot me an email. All my contact info is below. You can go to my website as well and check out my services. That is also below too. Leave your comments. You know, I always love hearing from you. Sending everybody lots of love, lots of happiness, and lots of chocolate Easter eggs. Bye for now, everybody.